good scrimmage, competitive. Played two different games basically, got up and down, and for the most part, it was some good things happened after watching the film last night. Starting to grasp some concepts, so which is good.
Are you still pleased with your first impressions of their conditioning? Is that been borne out?
I think we're at a point where those first couple of days you kind of get a gauge, and the temperament so far as guys have done enough work to prepare themselves to be successful in camp.
But did you start putting in plays for rookies by now? I mean, would you say they know 5 or 6 plays, something like that?
I look at it a little different. I won't throw a bunch of plays at them.
Okay.
For us, it's more conceptually, how do we want to play? Philosophically, how do we want to play? So right now, I think it's important for them to learn concepts more so than throwing 6 or 7 plays at them to make myself feel good.
We're on the conditioning for the guys who have bulked up a little bit. How are they moving around and running around with their new weight and adjusting to that element? Because obviously you had some bulk, it obviously changes the way you're able to do things on the court.
I didn't know you had that medical behind your name.
That was an obscure minor at the time.
No, I think for the most part, when you add good weight, that's a good thing for you. And so those guys have added good weight, which if it's a simpler way of looking at it, they're faster, they're stronger, they're bigger, and all that coincides together. So I don't see any limitations. I see additions to what they've been able to bring conditioning-wise.
Does it take time to adjust to it, though? Would that be important during the training camp period, especially?
Well, I think the great thing is those guys the ones who have bulked up and added some weight. It's not like they did it in a month and now they're trying to get used to it. It was over the duration of the summer, and so you had a chance of when you felt 3 pounds heavier than before, now you felt 6 pounds heavier than before. So I think it's all in conjunction, and now you're just filling it out on the floor, but they've done it throughout the course of putting on those pounds.
Chuck, when you were able to talk to Mo in the off season, were you able to look at his last season and say, maybe watch film together and say, good shot, bad shot, should have drove, should have pulled up, things like that? Did you do things like that with him?
Throughout the course of the year, I'll always watch film with guys. We'll do it as a team. I'll do it individually as well. And with Maurice, a lot of his shot selection, I wanted to be more about confidence and just the overall feel of the game. And that sometimes the ball doesn't find you. Sometimes I have to find it because I cut so hard, or I got an offensive rebound, or I had a deflection. And those are the things that it's okay to focus on as well.
How do you think he handled the roller coaster? Because he had a down stretch, but he came back and finished really strong.
I think overall it shows his makeup, the fact that he was able to push through some adversity, especially starting off the year with the injury and not having training camp with us and being on the side and watching plays from the side, and so he was able to play catch up and get to a good place at the end of the year. I'm sweating not because you guys make me nervous. I ran before this, so I just showered and I haven't calmed down yet. My body hasn't.
Well, keep in mind, a lot of us don't know what exercise. We don't do it ourselves. So when you and your staff start planning on how to improve the defense, what's your priority? Is it improving the pick and roll defense first? Is it trying to protect the rim better? Obviously, they're interconnected.
I think it all fits together. It starts with being able to keep the ball in front of you. At the end of the day, that's where problems occur. Every team wants to create an advantage, and whether that advantage is with setting screens or in pick and roll. And so our ability to keep the ball in front of us allows us to protect the rim, allows us to have better pick and roll coverage. So that's the start of every defense, including ours.
From what you've seen from Victor just in the last couple days and maybe in workouts, how adept is he at keeping the ball in front of him? That was the book on him as he was coming out of Indiana.
I think if you watch tape of him in school in Indiana, you saw he had the instincts and just the natural feel to play on the defensive end of the floor. I think he's got great feet, he's got great strength, athleticism, and all that adds to keeping the ball in front of you.
With the guys, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
With the guys working out this summer, have you seen more cohesion with the guys as far as teammates playing together, learning more because they didn't have that last year.
Good to see you, Larry.
Good to see you, Coach.
How was your summer?
It was good.
It was good. Good
Hot?
to see you. I haven't said hello to you.
Good.
It was. I think overall, I think it's a good thing when guys work out together in the off season. It's a good thing when they go out to eat together. It's a good thing when they compete against each other and raise each other's play throughout the course of the practice. That's a good thing. That's the real sense and nature of being a part of a team.
What did you see from the guys yesterday, their first double practice? What did you like? What kind of response did you get, especially coming into tomorrow?
I think everyone is typical bangs and bruises from training camp first couple days. Nothing serious injury-wise, so that's a good thing. And so that's what you want to look for. Conditioning-wise, are guys hydrated? Are they able to respond the next day? And they have.
They went once yesterday.
Once yesterday.
Just once? Okay.
See, he's nicer than I'm nicer than Josh. He was on camera. I didn't want to say like Larry. We only went once,
Scheduled to go twice.
but you called him out.
No, not by name. No, I just wanted to clarify because I was prepared to run a correction in my publication. What are your, which would have been curtains for me. What's on your team's agenda for today? You guys do go twice, correct?
We'll go twice today, and this morning will be pretty simple. We'll correct some things, teach a little bit. Nothing very strenuous, pretty much non-contact this morning, and then later on we'll scrimmage, probably more so than we have thus far.
Jacque, there were times in your career you were the young player on the team. There were times when you were the veteran. You've got a team with 4 or 5 30-year-olds and then 4 or 5 20, 21-year-olds. Talk about that dynamic of how they blend and motivate each other.
I think if players accept their roles, that's what I understood, that each guy is capable of flourishing in that role. It's when you have the battle of guys not accepting their role, whether old or young, is when things don't work, and with great synergy.
Do you think the young guys spark the old guys, and do you think the young guys learn from the old guys? You know what I mean? How they play off of each other.
When I was an old player, I wanted to let the young guys know I still had it. And when I was a young player, I wanted to challenge the old guys and let him know I wanted a spot. So I think it works hand in hand for sure.
Coach, you have 12 guys on your roster right now with 2 years or less NBA experience. What does that say to you?
Their birthdays are probably in the 80s, 90s?
Late 80s, late 80s, 90s.
That's it. That franchise is older than them. Nothing more than that, really.
More teaching opportunity for you to teach?
I think it's an amazing thing that this game is. When you think you can't learn, you're not in a good place. Even for our older guys, being able to, and we got to say older in respect to, we got guys that are 30 years old. Yeah, they're not old, but you got guys who have kids on our team, who have wives on our team, and they're still learning, and that's okay. That's part of basketball. And our young guys are maybe learning more, or more things are being thrown at them because they know less. But every guy on this roster is still learning.
When you were joining the league as a rookie, how many people did you seek out for advice on how to prepare for the NBA, how to prepare for the grind?
Oh, that's a good one, Josh. My natural instinct more so was to throw myself in the fire and figure it out. I tried to prepare myself going into training camp as a rookie, and that's what I reflected on. I thought I was in shape, my standards. I thought I had an individual discipline to push myself. I thought I was in shape until I had to play against John Stockton every day. And that showed me what true professionalism and shape was. And that was my comment earlier this week of how our young guys are learning in the off season how to condition and train their bodies as professionals in the off season. And you don't do it until you don't understand it until you do it. That's an old Chinese proverb. The end of it, I do and I understand.
Are there specific bits of advice not related to position or anything like that that you've sat down and spoken with Victor and Romero about? along those lines?
I have not. There's something to be said about letting guys figure things out as well. And this is their job, and that's what I want them to concentrate on. So everything they do throughout the course of the day, whether it's their sleeping patterns, whether it's how they hydrate, whether it's what they eat, whether their thought process, should be on their job and how to be really, really good at your job every day.
So when do you think you might get to specific plays?
Oh, Evan, I'm not going to tell you that. No. Specific plays, I'll just kind of, I sit down and have a timeline of where I want to be and where I think we need to be as a team, but I'll always adjust that and how quickly we're picking up things. I don't want to be mediocre at a bunch of things. I'd rather be great at a few things. And so right now we're concentrating on a few concepts and until we continue to get better at it.